And then this is our site right here across the street. Um, Obviously, it's a very small area, and we have a lot to fit in over there. So we're going vertical. Um, but here's the footprint of the site, and we have this is where the parents will enter here for drop off, and we have this very long stacking zone here that I'm showing about like 120 cars that can stack up there, going all the way back, and then going to this drop off here at the front door. So this is where the admin off suite is. That's that red color. And then we have the cafeteria up front with food service and service yard here. And then food service, yes, kitchen. And then we have a lot of the yellow colors like for specialty classrooms. And then we have a classroom wing back here. And so because of the site, we are going up to 3 stories. So we'll have sixth, seventh, and eighth grade all on their own floors with the shared spaces up front in the first. It'll only be 2 stories there. So if you haven't noticed, we don't have the. Or here, I'll keep going. There we have a little bit of parking here at the front, and then also in the back. And then where the current middle school is, we're keeping the gym and library to repurpose, and then that entire site is practice field, and then as much parking as possible over there. So right.
You see, we added a middle school practice field, really practice field for anybody, but losing a lot of our green space, we decided to take up a little bit of this because all of that is extra parking. So we decided we need to keep some green space, have another practice field for middle school athletics.
And
And then that stacking zone, she talked about 150 cars or so. We may have 15 now at the middle school, so that's what causes all that backup on, what is that, Champagne, Bower, all around. So that ought to, where's the drop off?
It's
Right there,
yeah.
that's the cafeteria, but they'll be able to come all the way down, loop around the back, and line up.
And we have a bus loop here, so you can drop off here. And so then with the cafeteria being a holding spot for in the beginning of the day and the end, you'll have parents on one side and then buses on the other.
And you can see they'll all be being dropped off to the cafeteria and then released from the cafeteria. So, yeah.
Yes.
So they actually go into the cafeteria. That's the front door of the school.
Right there, yeah.
We do have bigger plans.
Well, yeah, we'll go over the, yeah, just the site for now. I forget. Yes,
Yes.
there.
Yes. We're still very much in the exploration on where that we don't have the final survey for the property. So once we get that, we'll better be able to tell you how much and where the retention is. We know it'll be a lot.
Yeah.
The road going in, is that taking in the current road that sewer plant uses?
Yes. And then connecting over to Austin.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
road that is between the sewer plant and the school, is that a common road then? Is that what you use for their stuff?
It's yes, but we're thinking it'll be mostly for us, and it's just when they access it on a rare
And they were
occasions.
going to access from Austin side. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Other things?
yeah, so they're letting us have that improvement with the road, and yeah.
One thing that we didn't touch on, you can barely see it, that you have a larger site.
Oh, I think. Oh, yeah.
So you kind of see this dash line there. It's real faint, but that's the 150-foot setback from a buildable area from that tank there. So you see we're kind of shoehorned into the site to be able to put this building located where it is so that we stay out of that zone. Just highlighting that.
What's the little circle?
Oh, trees. Yeah, just a representation
Some nice.
of trees.
Is that a green space then? You got that much green space left over?
That much.
Yeah, just a little.
That's this section right here.
So none of this will up in the middle, 2 stories.
Two stories right here, 1 story out here where the cafeteria is, and 3 stories on the back. Now, for what it's worth, when you look at it,
We'll say.
3 stories on this section, because this is a stacked section where we have locker rooms and gyms. The volume of that is still matching the volume of the 3-story, even though it's only 2 stories.
Yeah, where's the gym right up on?
The gyms are on the 2nd floor.
Oh, the second floor is a 2-story part.
Yes.
So actually, if you see this dashed line, that represents where the gyms are above.
So it's an overhang.
It's an overhang, yes.
So then this is a larger representation of the first floor. So we can go back over kind of the layout. And so this is the front door here, the main vestibule. And you'll have, within that vestibule, you can go directly into the admin area. So you don't have to go into the main school to receive people that way and to just add to security. And then this is the cafeteria, which had the bus loop here, and then the parent drop off in the front here. And then so the kind of goldish color looking is all like restrooms and mechanical spaces. Red is for the admin, pink is the cafeteria, yellow is specialty classrooms. So down this corridor, there is, this is where we have life skills and functional academics, and then specialty classrooms like computer labs, STEM, art is back here. All those kinds of things filled in, and then starting the classroom wing back here.
So right here is a second, there's a stair, more of a monumental stair that kids would use to circulate up and down between kind of the core functions and core classrooms of the classroom wing that's stacked, and then getting to the, the support spaces like the gymnasiums and locker rooms, band, all the fine arts programs.
And that staircase can delineate between kind of the loud areas of the school and the quiet with the classroom wing.
So where's the band on?
So on the 2nd floor, we have the fine arts here. So that's band and choir, and then theater, and then these large pink areas are the gyms.
One of the unique things that we worked out here is a larger gym that seats 900 seats in the gym. And on one side of that right here is the stage or platform area, so that you could have an event there, and everybody in the bleachers would then be facing towards the stage. And then connected to that stage area is the black box theater classroom.
Next to it.
Next to it.
So this is black box here, and then the stage here.
Yeah. So, yeah, right. So they would have a side access to the stage area.
We wanted a multi-use space, and we didn't want the stage in the cafeteria. That was just one of the things going into this, we knew we didn't want to repeat because the cafeteria being used all day long. And so this allows us, like they're saying, I mean, we've got bleachers, I think 15 rows maybe, and then you've got chairs you can put all over that gym floor, and you could watch a play or a concert or something on that stage. So the bleachers,
They're, yeah, here.
they fold back up against the wall. That other gym behind is actually, is it a separate gym or is it in the same?
Separate gym.
Separate practice.
And so if you look, you can see that these are the 16 bleacher or rows of bleachers with the 900 seats. And then there's this is going north and south is the main gym floor. And then there's 2 cross courts. So you can use it for practice during the day.
All those bleachers up, it reveals people going the other direction.
Correct.
So that. Right.
No, there is.
There's a little bit. There's like 250 seats, I think.
How big the space at our hospital?
Oh, that's a good question.
It was somewhere right around 1,000. So this is, big like competition, right?
I know there was like a concern about being able to hold band concerts there, because that's a big, big thing that y'all do here. And so it'll be nice too that you have your band hall here It'd be right across, a lot of functions there. And then with same theme of like this kind of being our line of loud spaces and quiet spaces, we have the media center back here in this pink area.
On the second floor, splitting the 3 levels, so it's in the middle between the 3 levels.
Library.
And then you see the yellow gym on the far left, that's that cheer and, dance space that we talked about.
Yes.
Libraries, gyms, band hall, theater, all that kind of stuff's on the second floor.
One of the perks that I think we talked about, not necessarily the initial intended effect, but by having some of these spaces that we're talking about on the second floor, which is not traditional by any means, but by having that expensive wood floor, should you ever have a flood situation, you're elevated to a point where.
That's what you thought about it. We don't, you tell them how many floors we replaced because of floods?
Just trying to look out for you there.
We walked several buildings that we saw what the risks were.
Yeah.
So yes,
You normally put gyms and all that play space on second floor?
no,
No, yeah, this is
it's
unique.
not normal. It's definitely unique. Yes.
And there's stairs to get, to get up to that.
Yeah.
Traffic, I guess you got stairs.
Yes, sir.
So I know everybody's taking the hill.
No. So this is the main entrance still, and there's a stair right there. So as soon as you walk in, there's a stair here. Well, then also there's this secondary, but really main stair here in the middle of the building, that would go, you walk in and you can go straight up to the gym. Huh? Oh, it's right there. Yeah. So it's just meant to be in the pretty middle. Huh? Currently one elevator, yeah.
More likely we'll have a park key on it where will be a future student who have access to the elevator or a teacher. So Amy, we point to that entrance that they will, that
Yes,
entrance
here.
right there is the entrance that we will open for game nights. You walk in, you're gonna be on the bottom floor, you're gonna be looking at the makerspace area. That's what you're gonna see at the end of that hallway. And then you're gonna have the elevator right beside it to go, or you've got the green staircase right there that'll take you up. And everything else will be shut off. So the only thing you're gonna be able to do is go in there, go up the stairs or up the elevator, everything else will be all access, will be secure. You can
Yes.
see the doors, the hallway doors.
Yeah, so the classroom wings will be able to be shut off easily, and then also in the rest of the school too, so that you can just close it off for access control.
Each classroom floor wing is identical with the exception of where the media center is. And then one classroom in the corner that it's just a different classroom on each level. But otherwise they stack the same. One thing that you're seeing here a little bit is a unique feature that we were looking at and studying here was because we have the sewer treatment plant right across the street and we want windows, the classroom, we don't want windows looking straight out at that, especially from second and third level. And so what we did is canted the classroom wing walls there with windows that focus out away from the sewer plant. Now, I'm not going to pretend that you can't look out a window, but the natural view would naturally take you away from that.
And so then the third floor is the same as the first and second from the classroom wing, but we also have a AV lab up here. That's it.
What's at the end with the bigger?
Oh, it just means that it's a 2-story space for the library below.
Is the library gonna be 2 stories?
No, it'll just have a larger
A higher
space,
volume.
higher volume, yes. And the red space here is admin area, so it's AP counselor, it has each one, it's one for each floor. And teacher workroom. I think. can switch.
Now for the fun part.
So we're back oriented to the top of the school. So this is Bauer and where the parents would turn in here. This is the,
Is your-
okay. I got it. Thank you. Okay, so this is the existing middle school site. So, and then this is the front door where parents can stack along along this line. This is the cafeteria here and the main door with our Bridge City logo. One cool thing about the gyms being on the second floor is that we kind of get this shaded area here for pickups and drop-offs and just other outdoor activities that can be shaded and a little cooler, especially weather like we have currently. Yeah, out of the rain. So main entrance here. This is the gym and admin. We have some offices under here.
Before the BC,
Yeah.
that part is that, that's some kind of overlap too, right there?
Yes.
Yes. So just a little outdoor eating area. This is the cafeteria here. Oh, up here is the cheer dance studio. Yeah. And so then down here, it's like, it's kind of nice. We have this main entrance here and then also another red wall to show that this is another entrance. And this will be that secondary entrance with the large stair that divides the loud and quiet spaces. And then this is where the classroom wing is. And we talked about having these walls only on the sewer plant side, but we also thought it would be nice on the front side to orient the views that way as well. And so then this is the back drop off area with art classrooms underneath here. So they get light and then they have an outdoor opportunity there too that you could do art classes if you needed to, with the library above. It's over here on the other side of the cafeteria. So if you go down this road, we have a bus drop off with a canopy. This is our service yard here this is food service. And then we have a row of classrooms starting on this side. And then this is the other classroom wing here. And this is the maker space. So they'll have a good amount of light as well. Yeah. This is nice to see. Just keep going around.
Oh, so the windows are on the corner, they're not on the out.
Correct.
Yes. Well, yeah, just on this side. Yes, or not every classroom, but the ones on the outside too, yeah. So just a few, like our science classrooms, it's kind of hard to get windows in science classrooms anyway, because they have so much on the walls. So they're in
They're the inbound classroom.
I know,
here. I'll go through it.
Show me where a parent is gonna bring their kid in
Right here.
and drop them off.
So the parents
there-
will come in, they'll have the ability to stack around all the way back up to the front door. They wouldn't have to. You could turn in right here if it's during the day.
Yeah. Yeah, so this would be visitor parking here.
Yeah, if we got it stacked up in the mornings, we'd probably put cones out there or something to make sure they made the trip around the building.
Yeah.
The majority of the time, this is gonna be twice as many cars at least than what we already have. So we may not even have that issue. It may just be right when the building opens, when everybody's sitting there waiting. And once that first flow gets out of there, it may just be that short.
On the two other entries.
Mhm.
On the back, one in the middle, one in the back. What's that gonna be?
That entry right there, that's the main entry to get to the gym. So after hours, that'll be the entry. Keeps people away from the offices.
So parking wise too, we've planned like to have this cross here and then have like kind of a main sidewalk corridor to the high school. And then it'll also work for parking. So if everyone's parking here for a game, they could come down the sidewalk and enter here, or this is probably, this would be the main entrance for those after school activities like band concerts and games.
Main gym, the practice gym, and then the cheer. What's the scale on that cheer gym though? It's probably not.
Yeah, it's not a full court size. It's a little bit smaller. I want to say maybe 10 feet shorter. And so we haven't talked through with the cheer and dance coaches yet, but it's meant to have similar markings so that they can practice their spacing. Yeah. I was a dancer, so I'm like, I gotta make sure that. Yeah. Any other specific questions, or you want to go, something you want to go back over or anything? Thank you.
I'd like to hear what Mr. Garrett thinks.
So we've been working on and getting the data. So now that this is done, we're able to start getting quantities and scopes put together. So that will come next. And what we'll do is we'll start putting this together such that some actions and see where the money allocated to know that what this free space is going to cost us. To be able to tell, to create a hierarchy of important items, things that we know that you have to have. That would be initiatives that we start out with.
So I do have a question. So what is the distance between the parking lot, the main parking lot where the middle school is, to that area where everybody's gonna enter the gym?
So,
We'll get it for you right now.
So what I would,
Mhm.
I engineer would possibly to that area.
so like to here,
Yeah.
40.
That's what she's showing right here is 540 feet.
So it's not. No, man. Then the next
Yeah.
question is correct. I
Yeah.
just don't want it to be like a long distance. The next question is handicap
Mhm.
parking, where would that be?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm only showing a few spots up here, but there'll be, the way ADA parking works is you have to have it like by certain areas. So I have a few spots up here, and then it might grow to be more just because we might want more there. And then I have a few back here. And then in here, we can go through it. I showed a few just close to the gym that's already existing, but you might want some nearby the practice and all of that.
So what is the amount of, how many handicap people?
I haven't, yeah.
We'll put the in for parking lot, and they have to be the closest to the entrance of the building.
Yeah, so that's why I have these right there.
The
Yeah.
people can be dropped off and then somebody will park.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be markings that indicate where the paths are, where people will travel, ramps.
Yeah. I was,
I'd like to do for Friday night games now, we can always use, work parking spots that are handicapped and whatever designated for here today. We have the signs and all of these Friday nights, those spots that we're today, so it would be too hard to put it out there.
like this area could just be.
See, the reason we're not using the main entrance is because where it makes sense to put the elevators between the second, where it's
Right.
2 stories and 3 story. And so that's why we moved that entrance down there for the, otherwise they come in that main office area, and they kind of have access to the whole school to walk all the way down there to get to the elevator. The other way, we can tighten it all up, and here's just where you can go.
I just know that we have an aging population, grandparents.
The next, series of drawings that show you, will have more of a handicap parking. Show my front of these resolutions. Also,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just all the way around. Just gonna- Is it good to go through these? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go around one more time for y'all to look at. Yeah, this is.
Is there only one elevator in the whole building? Why is that? It seems like such a large facility. You would have one on the gym.
Students don't usually use the elevator during the day.
Pardon me?
Students don't usually use the elevators during the day. They're not allowed to. They'll have access to it. They'll have like what's it called, a
We're
key.
gonna have to go way to the back.
But that's where the classrooms are.
And the short answer is, it could. There's no reason it couldn't.
One would have two, maybe one.
I would say the only reason was, extensive items to initially put other balance. It's needed for the local food service. Typically, the elevators are rarely used in the school buildings that are there, and it's just because they, we don't want very, 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 you can't see inside.
The only concern would be, would be if we're having everything upstairs, so there will be a lot of people who are coming to visit to watch those events. So we're talking about when there's a band concert up there, and you have 900 people coming.
So we talked about that as a staff, and we talked about our band concerts and things, and how many people are in a wheelchair with, and it's very, very minimal. How often is that, elevator at the hospital is not in operation? That's what they,
Yes.
I mean, very, very common. Now, obviously, we got one of them, we got, hoping a lot better. And actually, we have two. We will get one of them. All right, CT?
Yes. This is the high school CTE edition. Reorienting, moving over a little bit. This is the current high school. And we're adding on right back here. So, currently you have no way to get from this way here to here. And when removing the existing flower factory and DAEP, we can get a route back through there. And we were already going to the wood shop here, which is a huge part of the CTE edition. So having that service yard and then adding that road, I think will be really helpful. And then also having these sidewalks to the existing band building and weight room and other athletic areas down here.
Another good place to.
Yeah, can you see that? That's covered.
So the pink is the current campus?
Yes. So that's just a renovation.
And the
Note.
black on the bottom left is just future space. It's not part of the project, but
Yeah.
but we built what we would ever consider building there to make sure it fit on the footprint before we built something, and then we left ourselves with some unusable space over there.
Yeah.
Going from the door, big main hall, out on the left side of that, and then all the way to the
Go to the next
door on
slide.
the right side. That's the whole.
So that's, the plan rotates a little bit, so hallway comes out, that one goes to the outside. This hallway connects into our new classroom wing corridor, right through there. And then on the second floor, we're actually punching through a classroom to connect the second floor as well.
Can we go back to the original?
Yes.
Okay, so where the, I guess the current wood shop building, is that still gonna be maintained or we get rid of that? Me too.
We're keeping the legacy.
I know, I like that.
The smaller storage building in the back, I think is people use in some instance that old building.
Right,
Building,
yeah.
I think
Space.
everybody would probably.
We'll be fine.
I hope it goes.
Just saying, like.
Trying to save you some storage, Willie. You always need storage.
Not about that.
Where?
We're talking about.
Okay, so with the floor plan, this on the left is the first floor, and then here's the second floor. So we're connecting, like we said, to this corridor here, but also wanting kind of a little main entrance to the CTE portion of the building. And so it's right here through the Legacy Gym. Here's the main entrance. And so as soon as you walk in is the maker space here. And then we have some restrooms, and then we have the metal and wood shop classrooms here that you access the metal and wood shops through them. And then down here we have locker rooms for girls, boys, and the faculty. And then on the left side, we have our flower factory and like a storefront for the flower factory. And then we have our CNA nursing classrooms at the end. And then on the second floor, this is just showing you the wood shops below. And then this is AV lab. Trying to think what else is next. Sewing lab, and then family consumer science is down here. And then on the other side, we have all our engineering classrooms. So we have a computer lab with an engineering classroom connected to it, and then the assembly lab with an engineering classroom also connected to it, so they can work together. And then the pink spaces are just for renovation. So the Legacy Gym, and then also this is going to be a choir and piano classroom.
So the brown space, now,
Yes.
those are the actual places that wood shop is actually happening there.
The yellow. This is
Yeah.
this is wood shop and down here, and then this is metal shop up here.
The pink classroom is currently family consumer science, is that correct, at the high school?
Correct.
And that will become choir.
Yes.
So, will become choir. Big enough, the ceilings are tall enough, had some storage in there that was gonna work.
Yeah.
Yellow spot on top.
Do you mean these?
Yeah.
They're mechanical closets, electrical closets.
So you can see if you, by the corner of the gym, you'll come in those double doors, into your right would be
Oh, yeah.
Tops. So it's kind of be a
Oh,
little
yeah.
storefront kind of for cosmetology as well.
Yeah, we have that added vestibule for another security as well, so that you can go in through that space and then go into cause if you or have an appointment, and then you can go into the full facility. Yeah, this is cause.
One of the things that each of the metal and wood labs have, we've got at least 3 large overhead doors that pull trailers, large equipment in and out of the building. There's also outdoor storage areas adjacent to each lab, as well as an overhead door between those 2 labs in case you need to transfer any material between the 2 spaces.
Yeah, so we have welding and wood shop, separate
Slide
spaces.
around it.
Sounds good. Okay, this is the existing legacy gym. And so we're thinking that we'll add on the front to kind of liven up that space and kind of show you that something's kind of happening back there and give you a hint into where the CTE entrance is. So we have a little bit of grade change here. If I zoom in, you'll have some steps up and a ramp to go around. And then this would be the vestibule entrance into that space. Okay, I'm gonna zoom around. And then here are the wood, or this was wood and metal shop here. So they have 3 12x12 doors and then man doors to go out. And then this is the material storage. And then this is the 2-story classroom wing behind that is kind of matching the existing there. This storage, outdoor, yeah, material storage. I was just thinking that.
Screen it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then go back to the front. Little Bridge City logo. It was a little inspired by all of your murals that you have at your current high school. They were also nice. And then you can kind of see from here, that red wall is the entrance, and then adding in this covered walkway so that you can get from here to the band building back here. And so then this will be kind of that new covered walkway to these buildings over here. And here, yeah, here's the drive. So this is where the middle school parking is, and then you can connect over and get to the front of the school that way. And then over here is just a cooling tower, just where your existing cooling towers are. We're just adding on to for the new addition. Yeah, if you're needed now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I was trying to sneak as much light as we can in there. And yeah, that'll be into like our family consumer science classrooms, sewing lab, and AV up there. What is it? It's 40, about 40,000. 40,000.
Don't hold us to that number. We'll get that number for you.
Yeah, we can get a real
We're
number.
going off memory, and some reason I'm drawing a blank at the moment. So
Pretty sure. Okay. Huh?
Well, sir, all these classrooms that are in the CPE building are what we have now and then some?
they are what we have now, and then some really free up some space in our main building. Yeah, that's our main goal.
That was the next question.
Yeah, increase some capacity.
I know they do.
Presentation tonight is mainly to show you the locations of things on the site and the locations of the rooms within the building. The general idea of what this will look like. From this point on, if you give us permission to go to the design development, when we take those rooms that we're final, we add more and more information based on the needs. You said you go in your own steel? We're looking at those paintings, fixing up some things. letting go right now. But it didn't look like it needed it. We walked through there the other day. It's actually in a lot better shape than I anticipated.
Is the two-story building cost effective on that facility?
Yes. I wish I would've thought about it. Yeah, remember when the initial sketches, I was thinking one story, but two stories.
Cost effective? That really would be.
It allows for still some open space here.
I'd like to see this layout with, this building all along there, the whole scheme.
We will have that for you next time. We don't have it today combined, but we will definitely get that for you.
Yeah, this connection here. Yeah.
And that's the only way you can get to the back of the shop. Is that, we have to put in a new road.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You could come from the front or yeah, with that.
Because I see the value in here, that road going the other way, going away.
More than likely, the fire department will require us to have a road around the right side, so, we would make it easy for CPD.
Materials all trying to match so it doesn't look like something different there.
Or y'all think y'all can never match the brick?
To the high school. That's what we're going for. Yeah, I've been hearing old gym, so legacy gym sounds a little fancier. I can.
People refer to it as the old girls' gym, that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
The old girls' gym back in the day, the tile.
Hmm.
The old-
Yeah. To this part. Cool. Hold on. Oh, to the wood shop or to the shops. So. I'm gonna move. Yeah.
So those doors are 12 feet high,
So,
so you shouldn't have an issue with anything. Oh, yes, sorry.
These. I mean, I can.
It's 16. 16, I believe.
Yeah. So
We'll
six.
double check
Yeah,
that.
I'm showing 16 feet. Yeah, so this is kind of a nice show of like where the band building is, the legacy gym, that new walkway, and then the new addition here with our material storage and everything.
I've done great work.
Thank you.
Thank y'all very much. Appreciate that.
you.
On the way down here, yeah.
Where does this have a, is this,
This is middle school.
Purple is bidding right, and then gray is. So when does that light blue start? The 24 to 36 months?
For construction,
Yes.
Looks like March.
March 23.
Yeah, next March.
So middle school, March of 23. Does that sound realistic? And CTE,
It's February.
February 23. So by the second semester, we'll have lots of action.
So 3 stories on the middle school, is that cost effective?
Would 4 be better?
I'm just asking, we have a budget,
They know it, they're gonna get it. I know.
exactly, I mean, they're gonna be, I see all those piles.
I know the thing is when you go from 1 story to 2 stories, you're beefing up the foundation, and you're only paying for 1 roof, you're not doubling the foundation. But you're getting twice the square footage of that foundation. It just happens more with 3 stories. Now, we do have one where there's not many 3-story buildings in this area, and not many people who still live there, so. We had a, what I'm leading to was, it has to be buildable in the area. You can't have workers coming from outside just because it's a 3-story building. So, we're gonna study it, but, we might have to release
So we guess about half to do because
Yeah.
well, if there's any consolation, our fire department always had a ladder truck, big ladder truck. So as far as fire department.
Here we go.
Very excited to use that.
Let's hope they never use that
Yeah.
training exercise.
required to be fire stricken when you get this size. So more than likely, when there's a fire, it's only, one will only fire departments there to clean up.
But I do appreciate the effort.
Tonight, we're just looking for, this looks like what, we're headed in the right direction. We just need approval to say we should go in and sign it all. And we're starting tomorrow morning at 8.
They're gossiping back there.
Willie,
Yes,
what do you think about that CP?
I'm excited about opportunities and the space it's gonna give our kids. Overdue for the program and the work that they've done, to build to this point, and it's very exciting. I think there's gonna be a lot of people behind it.
Great, I know it's a loaded question. What do you think? Is that what you envisioned when you were talking to them?
Very nice. It's better than what we were thinking originally. There's been a lot, thought put into how to make the floats the way they work there, and stuff that we never anticipated being options. Honestly, we were looking at a lot. I thought those wells would fit, but it's not gonna be great, because it's gonna have to fit the space and the work that they've done to make it fit, trying to divide the school into these are noisy group homes. This is our quiet, more academic zones, to make traffic gives us the ability to work together and just kind of see.
Good job, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, they have a free version. Yeah, that's good.
By the way, you guys are more than free to go. We'll start early in the morning, so get some sleep.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So 94, you see the media release is actually on 95, but the media releases go to local newspapers, television stations, Texas Workforce Center. 22.3 mil application available online for parents to complete, and hard copy will be available for households that choose not to apply online. And there's a map to show that they'll be able to use as well. All that is in the media release.
And under action items, we have, one, two,
On black electric golf cart valued at $9,228.54 from Bridge City Athletics, from Bridge City Athletic Booster Club, and that's used to take care of that's the one we have. Yeah.
all in favor, raise your right hand. Item 6 is information items for guidelines, employee handbook, that sort of thing.
That is all in your packet. Our AGP, our student handbooks, employee handbooks, all that stuff has been revisited and some revisions, all those revisions might be in there. That is all our principals and Dr. Fountain, Dr. Menino. Team effort, but we get it all in there because we front to back and the AGP front to back. So they do that and provide the notes.
And on page 117, we have an action item. It's
Okay, so the T-test appraisal period for each teacher must include all the days of a teacher's contract. Attached is the recommended appraisal calendar. You can see at the bottom, we've got the appraisers listed by district level, high school, middle school, BCI, and BCE. Calendar is on the next page on 118. So that is just, they'll have an orientation. The teachers will understand the T-test system and what's expected of them in the classroom, and then appraisal period begins and ends, and all the dates that are not available for appraisal. So teachers will get this.
Second.
Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Item number 7, under policies, we have an information.
Update 119 is pretty hefty. It covers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 different policy sections. But again, this is just the first reading, and so we will. And with magic spot to kind of pay them for their days, basically trying to incentivize people to come to work their last year. Not being in the classroom is not good, and then we're having to pay on top of that. So we're trying to find that number where it just makes sense to pay people to have a couple of policies to bring that. We'll bring those as a first reading, and we'll bring these as a second reading in August. Most likely the workshop in August, and that way that second reading of those other policies I was talking about could actually take place at the regular August board meeting. I've got his facilities update. The major facilities update already happened from Claycomb and G&G. Guys, if you haven't been by the visitor parking lot, baseball, softball parking lot, go by and see that. That band tower is probably complete by now. It was really, really close today. Is that 30 feet, Joseph? I think the platform set at 30 feet. Miss Goss is beside herself. Y'all need to go by it. That's another thing that just turned out really a lot better than we pictured. I think it's just out, nice looking. Exactly. We had her out there showing us, but if you look at the parking lot, that's right at the 50, and it kind of simulates being up in a press box and being able to. Oh, that is part of our safety audit. We're checking all, making sure that they latch properly, that they ours to make sure that the automatic go out, that they're closing and latching within all exterior doors to make sure we don't have any issues. Well, I have Dr. Menino's.
I'm sorry.
Dr. Menino's.
Yes, Dr. Man.
I was.
She's reading your book.
Okay.
The yellow side is the professional side, so you can see who moved or who we've hired, a couple resignations, retirement as of professional hires, 2 resignations. We have done, and really, it goes without saying, but I mean, I want you to know that we've done a lot of safety. We talked about, we just all the audits that they're doing, all the things that are but even beyond that, things like DAEP, where we've had a coach out in DAEP. teacher that is going to be in DAEP. That will also have a paraprofessional out there. Have two people that are there that provide consistency. We've also changed the hours of DAEP to 2:30, so that our students that are in DAEP, we run into some issues where students got in a fight with them. Maybe there's some stuff there. So it's, those students have to find their own way to and from school anyway. Start and end time. Does a couple things. The DAP happens to be a bus driver as well, so he's going to drive a morning and afternoon bus ride. Very helpful. But again, more on the safety side of things, coming later and leaving earlier the rest of the. And when all of this is finished that we just saw, and that's moved to the library, that's going to be a whole lot better situation, because that's going to be away from both campuses, but it'll be away from the campus and kind of provide a making a lot of strides in safety, security, and just the regular business of getting school back going. So we've had a very busy summer, but everybody's worked hard and it's coming together like it does every summer. And I'm proud of everybody on the team. Any questions about anybody that is coming to the district or?
Person we have left to hire is the one we just lost. We had a big list.
Somehow in the world, I got this. But, so, upcoming events, Tuesday, July 19th, Mars is on top of this. Tassa Tasby 2022 registration opens. That'll be in San Antonio.
You did great for SLO.
She did, and she sent me a hotel map for Tassa Tasby and had ratings by them, and said, which I should try to get them. So she is more than on that. Wednesday, August 3rd, we'll have our budget workshop. While we're on this, I'll just go ahead and tell you two things about that. I hate to speak too soon, but it looks like we'll probably be putting back about $700,000 into. The other thing that is late developing, but Joseph can tell you a little bit about it because he was on the email. We have been fighting on this roof with. I finally had enough last week. Well, I've had enough. I've written multiple things, but I've never threatened. Last week, I had enough. I sent them kind of a what's it going to take email, and that later that afternoon or early the next day, I guess, closed out, and we're going to get a check of two different checks, but they'll total. That'll also factor into our financials for 21-22. So
How did we do? How'd you do with that request?
I think it
I mean,
came
was
in
that the
pretty
amount of
good.
money you wanted?
It was. Happy with that. More than anything, happy to be done with it. And so yeah, that turned out great. Friday, August 5th is Convocation Cardinal Conference. I'll send out more details to the board as far as prayer and different things like that. August 10th, first day of school. We've got, honestly, that seems like next week, but we've got new teachers coming in next week. Early next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're doing a 3-day administrative retreat of our principals, assistant principals, and Dr. Fountain and Coach McGuire. Got an attorney coming on Tuesday. Gave her a list of, grievances, attendance. So she over a ton of stuff. The thing is, we've got a lot of new administrators, new principals. I mean, 3 new principals on that campus, and then they've got new APs all over the place. So we've got a brand new team. Part of my message, I won't share too much of it, but part of my message is our 4 principals. This is their opportunity to just write their story of what their campus and how their year is going to go and beyond. I mean, we've got great leadership. I have no doubt we have the right 4 principals in place. With them, I feel like a great team together. And while we're on this, I'm gonna brag on the principals real quick. Out of all the people that we lost and all the people that have been hired, I would say in every position, but maybe have gotten better. Every position, they have worked all summer long getting. Next step is keeping them here. Part of what that administrative retreat's going to cover. Some ideas there, but we have a great team. I sent my letter today to these guys, and I put in there that I've never looked. I probably say that every year, but I think I used the word honestly in there because it truly is. It's a dynamic team of administrators, leadership that knows the ropes, and it's going to be a great year. I know it is. I'm excited to have a police department that is full, that is eager, that is knowledgeable. You talk about trainings that we would have to go get somewhere else in the state. I mean, we got 3 guys that can train us on anything that can be trained on. Very, very fortunate to have that team in place. So really excited about all that. Also, I'll go back to, I'll go here, August 15th, regular board meeting, and that's when we'll adopt a budget. Principal, I mean, I don't really want this going out everywhere, but I'll just kind of tell you what we're looking at. $1,000 plus a step on our teachers, which has been done. I mean, when we did our what's that? Probably are, but here's the deal. I mean, I feel very confident. About $1,000 plus a step for our teachers. CASA salary survey showed that our teachers are really, I mean, they're at the top in this area. We're looking at a 4%. Harris, our custodians, our food service, lowest paid folks in the district, and the ones that we're having the hardest time hanging on to. Looking at 4% plus a 75-cent per hour raise, which is substantial when you look at population. So again, just steps that we're trying to take to keep people all in one year. And so we did a lot last year, and I feel like we're doing quite a bit this year as well. Upped our meal money for our teachers. It was almost embarrassing. And so we've got them at a rate where they can actually go and eat well when they go to conference. Stuff like that. And that's stories of what's happening. And so that was upcoming events and a little bit more information. I got I want to bring this to you and just. I have an opinion on this, but I had a company reach out to me about a cell tower, leasing part of our district property for. So I called around the area to ask some other superintendents, and company has contacted a lot of folks. I'm guessing a lot of no's and hoping they land somewhere. Negotiation, but where they started was $600 a month. The little red areas. I want to say that it's like 100 foot by 100 foot box of land. You're not talking about a ton of land. Offer was $600 a month. It could be a lot of hassle for not much reward is the way I look at it. Right behind Colonial State, that would make us fans
That's all.
of anybody. So we can discuss that more. I can bring it to you again, but I just wanted to bring it to you tonight. Strong opinions on?
Surveying on them before.
Obviously, I won't do anything without board approval, but do you want to move forward with some negotiation and
Yeah,
see?
some of these that won't affect the neighbors.
Bottom?
Yeah.
Next thing on there is stadium signs. We've mentioned about putting some signs on the visitors side for our state champions.
Yep.
A little bit of research. We've got Alexis Henry, and I only made 3 of them. Andrew Hollier and Michael Godier. One was a state champ in 2004 in the 100. One was 1985 in the high jump, and so these are just, they're a little busy probably. I'll probably take one of the BCs off and slide that over. But that's just an idea of what we might be able to do, a metal sign.
It's not life size.
A metal sign on the top of the visiting bleachers, maybe, about like our ads on our scoreboard as far as.
I think it looks good and I think.
I'm gonna work with fast signs because we another one up on the scoreboard and then some more sponsorship stuff around the state. Last thing I want to tell you is middle school soccer. It basically runs a month, about April 5th to May 5th. Probably between 10 and 12. Reason it is where it is, and it's after track, and so it's really the only window. Well, we're the middle school district we're going to. Our own middle school district that is a lot closer. So we've got 2 Port Neches schools. We've got us. So there's 5. West Orange, Ryder, but we want LCM, I believe. But we wanted our
That's
middle
fine.
school kids
Yeah.
to stay close to each other,
Yeah.
and then
I
So
just want to make sure they had.
that district, because we're playing Nederlands and Port Neches, I mean, they've got soccer teams. So pretty much the district we went into had it or they're starting it. And so we're already on our radar to start it. And so that's all I've got on superintendent report. We will come back August 5th for our budget workshop. And we'll have our regular board meeting in August.
It's
Oh,
August 3rd.
August 3rd. Yeah, we'll come back August 3rd. The budget for next school year looks really good. It really, and mainly because and we'll probably take on another big one. So for 2 years in a row, growth in our students.
Second.
Make it so.
Y'all sent me down the human resource paper from
Yep.
Dr. Menino.